Well, Jet, I am going to do this crossword. It is a Sunday, so it's kind of big, and I don't know how long it'll take. Um, I don't know how much fun it is to watch somebody do a crossword, but I'll try to talk through what I got. Poet with a 1982 posthumous Pulitzer. I do not know. That's one across. What about one down playground area? Often the yard, maybe? I don't know. Host Tyler of Whose Line Is It Anyway? I don't watch TV. And then this being in 23 across being in italics and the theme being off Broadway musicals, that means it's going to have some sort of theme, and I don't know what it is. A prop for a proposal might be a knee. 27 across, knee. Playground area often. Oh, yeah. How about a park and a knee? Two down, fearsome felines. I don't know, lions maybe? And if that doesn't fit, then we'll go back to that. Three down, plus maybe added? Ooh, poet with a 1982 posthumous Pulitzer. Maybe that is Plath. Five down, a makeshift tip collector would be a hat. Three down, a plus would be an asset because 19 across host Tyler is probably Aisha, which I think makes sense because I think I've seen a cartoon with her. So stay away from the long one. We'll go to 32 Fab 4 drummer. That would be Ringo Starr. Now we'll do 33 down. Fox of 1970s TV. Now, in the 1970s, I did watch TV, and I know of a show called Sanford and Son that starred Red Fox. 24 down. Super excited in slang. I don't know much about slang. 38. Subject of some modern maps. I do not know. 50 across. Played a part. We're going to say that was acted. Okay, this is 45 down. A mythical figure undone by hubris. I can't remember, but he had a flaw, and it was like, this is like 45 downs flaw, which is actually 44 down, so 46 down. Prima ballerina. I don't know, but 55 across a New Mexico skiing locale, which is probably also a New Mexico artist village of Taos, New Mexico. Shapiro of Public Radio. It's not Ben Shapiro because that guy's an asshole. Maybe Ari. I'm not real sure, but now that I have that, I know a mythical figure undone by hubris is Icarus, and his flaw was fatal. And so, yeah, that probably is Ari. Shapiro. Ooh, okay, that's one of the themed 67 across a little night music and 72 across. Creatures formed from the fingers of the sea goddess Sedna in Inuit myth. Now, I don't know much about Inuit myths, but I do know that the Inuits are up in the Alaska region, and so those might be seals. Blue Ribbon brand, 56 down. That would be Pabst. Blue Ribbon, a beer. 76 across, blank down the hatches. Yeah, well, I'm a seaman, so I know that that is batten down the hatches. 69 down, world capital near the Andean foothills. Not sure yet. 73 down, a bit of wisdom. Ooh, I don't know. 77 down, a string plucking sound, probably like a twang, maybe. Um, 84 is a bit of power. We would say that is a watt. Shell filling stations. Well, that would be a gas station, but I don't think so. It makes me want to think that is a play on words. This is probably something to do with tacos. TACO uh, taco bars. Taco bars. 105 across, a dollop could be a dab, and that would fit taco bars. Let's see. File often installed with computer programs. R. That starts with the R of taco bars. Um, R and E. If 114 down, a flock formation is a V. I don't know. Eschew the high road, comma, say, for 99 across. If you take the high road, that means you are not giving in to returning an insult from somebody, so I'm not sure what not taking the high road would be called. Part of AT&T abbreviation for 90 down. Well, that is American Telephone and Telegraph, so this is probably TEL for 90 down. But okay, so if that's an O for taco bar and that's a L for telephone, TEL, the abbreviation for telephone, then this eschew the high road, you could be going low, so we'll put go low. Setting for Cole Porter's Anything Goes with 100 down. I have not sure. I'm not big on Cole Porter. 79 down. Sources in etymology. I would say that was probably root words, if I had to guess. So 122 across, feeding off the fact that 85 down is plural. So it starts with an S. Became aware of. We'll say that's probably sensed. Now 108 down, like some cheese. Some cheeses are aged. 107 down, glitzy fabric. Lame, probably. Now we have 118 across, a file often installed with computer programs. That has to be the README file. I'm pretty confident in taco bars now, so I'll fill that out. This is Mean Girls. Now, it's in italics, and this is off-Broadway musical, so there's going to be some play on words. Mean is the same as average, so I'm pretty sure that the first word is going to be average. Now we're back on 100 down, setting for Cole Porter's Anything Goes. The only thing that really fits there would be the word ocean. And 106 across is a pop group. Another word for pop would be cola, so we'll just make that plural since it's a group, colas. 92 down, ballet or something that I can't pronounce in another place I can't pronounce, but all of those are like French words, and isn't danse a French word? I believe it is. So 101 down, blank dame. 5 letters, starts with an N. That would be Notre Dame. 103 down, discus throw at the Olympics. That would be a 5-letter word, starts with E, probably event. 102 down, continued interminably. I would say that's probably ran on because it's past tense. 109 across, sitar great Shankar, which is pretty good because I have seen him in concert. That would be Ravi Shankar. And 110 down, gotcha. I don't know. 119 across, a 5-letter word, do penance. If you're doing penances, you are atoning for something. 123 across, fiddler on the roof, matchmaker, the Yiddish word for matchmaker, a yenta. 115 down, 3-letter word, blue-winged bird. That would be a J. Oh, yenta does not have a on the end, does it? I guess it. Is it a E? Because 110 down, gotcha. You could say gotcha as in I understand or I see. And that would turn 113 into average Janes, Jane being a standard uh, name, basic name for a girl. So mean girls could be average Janes. And I think I just got the first one of the themed entries in this puzzle. 80 down, prone. Prone means lying down, and prone also means like a tendency to do something. But I don't know what this word would be yet. Trait. It ends in trait. I don't know, but we'll start at the bottom or at the top. 80 across. Cribbage markers. They use pegs to mark things in cribbage. 71 down. Now downright mean. Feeding off the S in pegs. I'm going to go ahead and put in nasty because I think that's what it's going to be. 75 across cell letters. That is going to be DNA or RNA. I'm not really sure which. But we'll just say there is an N there. 66 across. Hints. A hint of something could be a tinge of something. And it's plural, so we'll put an S on the end. Wave to, comma, say, greet. That would be something you would be doing if you're waving to somebody. 87 down, a basic programming command. If you've ever studied basic programming language, you know that go to is a command. Prone could also be prostrate, lying down. That makes perfect sense. 95 across, a Halloween haul. You get treats on Halloween. And law, but not order. I don't know. That's kind of... we'll do 64 across, straight up. We're going to say that's probably erect. Law, but not order could be a career, and that will fill out RNA for the cell letters. And kind of fits everything, considering 91 is one of the themed entries. Into the woods. That would have to be outdoorsy. Into the Woods being a nice Broadway musical. A police weapon? I don't know. Policemen don't normally carry sabers, but saber would fit there. Whatever that stick they used to hit people with, I can't remember the name of it yet. And besides that, they're carrying guns around this place. Let's see, 48 down. Uses an alternate account to play against easier opponents in gamer speak. Which I can't remember what that's called. 59 down, a borscht base. Well, you make borscht with beets, so we will put that in. 70 down, give a twist. Don't know what that would be. 70 across is also one of the themed elements, a chorus line. That could be a refrain. And we still have this little word, which might be some kind of nightstick or something. I'm not sure. 48 down. Uses an alternate account to play against easier opponents, and I still don't know what that is, but since the verb is plural, or Yeah, since the verb has an S on it, that means that the verb that it is a they're referring to probably has an S on it. So I'll go ahead and put an S there. 74 across, automatons. Informally, an informal automaton would be called a bot. Now 70 down, give a twist is rotate. 74 down, founder of the Mughal Empire. I don't know, but a Japanese noodle is a soba, right? That would be 86 across. 60, and that kind of fits 63 down because 63 down is plural. Struggles with, not plural, but it'll have an S on it because it's also a verb. Struggles with sibilant sounds, and I think that would be a lisp. So we will say lisps. And yeah, so I think that's a B right there, right? But we'll do 78 across, a nursery rhyme couple. We will call them the Sprats. And I'm not 100% sure there, but I'll go ahead and put a B for soba, for a Japanese noodle. And that would make Babur the founder of the Mughal Empire, which I am not like really sure of. 73 across, personal histories. I don't know. I would say bios, but no, this is a 4-letter word. So we're going to skip that. A world capital near the Andean foothills. The Andes are in what? Chile? And God, I just want to write Patagonia here, but it is not Patagonia. So we're going to keep moving. This is a themed entry for another word for rent. And lease would work, but no, it doesn't fit because of this letter I right here. 62 across, chips go with. Well, you can't eat chips without some salsa, so I'm going to put salsa there. An Oldsmobile Cutlass model. Who the hell remembers? I'm not a big car guy. Ice cream parlor offerings. Do ice cream parlors offer malts? Because cones won't fit here. Full legislative assembly for 56 across. That's like a quorum or something? I don't know. But I'm going to assume that it ends in M. That gives me malts for 57 down. But then that gives me an L here for rent, which I don't know. And then that would give me a T right there for personal histories, which I'm not sure what's going on. So we're going to keep moving right along until we can fill in some other things. 77 down, string plucking sound, probably still a twang. Because now I have enough to solve 94 across, intertwine, which would be enlace. Ooh, enlace. Go ahead and fill out 90 down, part of AT&T with the T for telegraph. Bit of wisdom. You get wisdom in pearls, right? For 73 down, so a pearl of wisdom. Now we have personal histories again. And I guess we would say pasts. I'll say that because 52 down is plural, transition points. So if there is an S on the end, then that has to be pasts. It can't be anything else. And let's move along here. Transition points. I'm not sure at the moment, but we will keep moving along. This is 88 across, a themed entry, the producers, which is not really helping me out here. What about 89 down? Chicken pieces. I don't know. You have breast, wings, Legs and thighs. But none of that fits. So 96 across in tears could be crying or sobbing. Let's see. Crying doesn't fit. Sobbing does. We'll go back to the S for sobbing. 81 down is some summers in brief. So that's plural. So that could be an S right there. 93 across blinklingus. I'm going to go ahead and say that is airlingus. Now we have some summers in brief. So it's like an abbreviation or just a shortened form of a verb. But I don't know what that would be. We will go ahead and say that this might be sobbing. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at 82 down, black and white desserts. If there is an E and an O right there, that means it's going to start with Oreo. And I don't know what the other thing could be. Maybe a cake or a cone or something. So we are going to go ahead and fill this sobbing because I'm pretty sure that's what that is. 89 chicken pieces. Ooh, you know what? They do cut up chicken and sell them in these little fried strips called tenders. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. 121 across hurdle for a JD2B. That is a lawyer. And before you get into law school, you have to take the LSAT. So that fits nicely. 117 across Bombeck, who wrote At Wit's End. The only Bombeck author I know is Irma Bombeck, which fits with everything we already have. 108 down, a buzzing Newton's is a gnat, but if you notice it starts with a D, that means that this is probably wrong, and this probably starts with a G and an N for gnat. So 105 across is a dollop. Another word for a dollop could be a gob, and once I know that that's correct now, a world capital near the Andean foothills turns into Santiago. And so we're going to go down here to 112, blank believer. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Yeah. 98 down, a gathering of moles. They're not talking about mole the animal. They're talking about mole a spy, and what a spy would gather would be intel. 104 across, repeatedly hit hard. I do not know. But 97 down, do a diner job. Well, you could bust tables. And now we have repeatedly hit hard. Still not sure. This is 111. This is another one of the themed elements, the whiz. I kind of want to put in Einstein, but he wasn't a wizard. I don't know. We'll try 111 down, a blue-necked bird. I don't know. Do emus have blue necks? That would fit Einstein. 116 across chess pieces. Well, that would just be men. And so emu is starting to look pretty good here. 120 across, apply, three-letter word. If you apply something, you use it. So we're going to go ahead and say that, yes, emu is correct. And then that is probably going to be Einstein. 82 down, black and white desserts. That is an Oreo pies now. And repeatedly hit hard. You are pounding something. University, let's see, 83 down. Université with a Pierre and Marie Curie campus. I'm going to say that is the Sorbonne. Now we're back to 81 down. Some summers in brief. Don't know. Oh, here's a good one that I know. The sign's reciprocal. Is that the reciprocal of the sign is the cosecant? Uh, but what is this? Some summers in brief. If that's cosecant, then this would be a C and a blank and an A. But this is the themed entry, the producers. The only word that even looks like something here would be the proletariat, which makes sense if you are a George Orwell fan. Proletariat. 68 down. Word with record or union. That could be a record label or a union label. And this has to be cosecant, but I don't understand this entry. 81 down. Some summers. Oh, okay. They're not talking about the season. No, they're talking about somebody that sums numbers together. And yes, that would be a certified public accountant. Yes. So we're making some progress. 61 down. A classic theater name. I don't know. Would you normally call like a theater like a palace, maybe? And that feeds into 67 across. A little night music. That could be a lullaby. Makes perfect sense. Where are we at? 61 across. Buds. That would be pals. And now we're back to 56 across. A full legislative assembly. Still not really sure. 39 down. How some medicines are taken. And it is an adverb. And rectally does not fit, but orally does. So we're good. Oh, and a full legislative system assembly, like a plurum or something. I can't remember. Oh, funny enough, Baldwin of 30 Rock. Apparently, some people in New Zealand think I look like Alec Baldwin from 30 Rock. Now we're 52 down. Transition points. I don't know yet. So we're going to come over here. One of these nights band. I don't know who sings a song called One of These Nights. I don't know if I've ever heard it. But the Eagles fits, and they are a fairly popular band. Go back to 46 down. A prima ballerina. I don't know. Is that a étoile? Étoile? I don't know. I'm just don't know enough about French to be really good at these. But 44 across, another themed entry, a class act. This could easily be a field trip, so we will put that in there. 40 down, apt name for a distance runner. You could name somebody Miles. And this might be plenum. Although plenum for me means something different working in the field I'm in. But that would also give us a good transition point, a cusp. So we'll go ahead and write plenum. And then ice cream parlor offering will stay with malt. Rent. Another word for rent would be split, as in a tear or something. So we're fairly confident that's good. 38 across, subject of some modern maps. I'm pretty confident now that is genome. 24 down, super excited in slang. Is that turnt? Is that turned up? Maybe so. 28 down, college credit hours. College credit hours. I don't know what another word for that would be. I mean, classes, you know, you get credit hours for that. Uh, Six down, an epitome of graceful beauty. Four letters. That's probably swan if I had to guess, but uh, six across, an SLR insert since the early 2000s. What is an SLR? An SRL is a type of camera, but I don't know what an SLR is off the top of my head. So if six down is a swan, this would be a W for 20 across. One sporting an article of apparel. That would be the wearer. 10 down, Kylo Blank of Star Wars. That is Ren. 9 down, came about. 5 letters with the R there. I'm going to say a rose for the time being. 34 across, quote, I can handle that for you. With the E right there, that might be let me if I had to guess. 8 down, a certain stockholder. This would be a cattle pen. Nothing financial, just a cattle pen. And another word for college credit hour is definitely units. 7 down, Arnaz of I Love Lucy. That's going to be Desi Arnaz, but that's that. And then we have the swan. And now this was the first themed entry, Rock of Ages, Rosetta Stone. Makes perfect sense there. An SLR insert since the early 2000s. I mean, SD card fits, but I still don't know what an SLR is. Who on earth knows what an SLR? They might have been trying to write SRL, but they don't normally make mistakes here. So, oh no, that's not a. Wait, no, I'm getting confused. SRL at work is a self-retracting lanyard. I'm getting that confused. No, SLR is a single lens reflex, which is a type of camera. Okay, yeah. Ignore me. I can be dumb sometimes. 11 down, gig of a lifetime. That would probably be a dream job. 53 across, ran in the rain, perhaps. Well, you know, if your colors bleed, they are running in the rain. 36 down, a piano pupil's practice piece will always be an etude. And the old Cutlass model. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what that is. We are still getting it. Let's see. 29 across, far from 4, which would be aft. Okay, aft. That would make 30 down, least hail. That would make that the feeblest, which kind of fits in 41 across, boots out, which would be ejects. And so we'll go ahead and write in feeblest. I'm pretty sure about that. And 35 down, Judge Pro blank. That would be a Judge Pro Tim. 47 across, another themed entry called A Strange Loop. That would be a Mobius strip, if I had to guess. Uses an alternate account to play against easier opponents. Again, I don't know, Smurfs maybe? I don't know, because I'm pretty sure this being a Greek word is going to end in US. So that's probably Smurfs, but I'm not 100% sure. 49 down, a police weapon. Yeah, they carry tasers. And Oh, yeah, the Oldsmobile Cutlass model. I think they did have one called the Arab. And now the personification of darkness in Greek mythology looks like that, but I'm not familiar with that name. So we'll keep going on. Brig Pair. I don't know. The brig is where you put soldiers when they break the little rules. Um, Brig pair. I do not know, but it's probably plural, so we'll assume that there's an S right here on the end. Short boxers. I don't know. Pups, maybe, because boxers are a type of dog. But that doesn't really make much sense because we have 43 across ending with butler or bard. Ooh, I do not know. Butler or bard? I'm not sure, so that might not be pups, and this might be a different kind of play on words. Short boxers. I don't know. Little underwear or something. I'm not sure. Let's see. 36 across. Swallow something. Hook, line, and sinker. I would say maybe eat. Eat something, but eat what? I don't know. Eat. I don't know. 26 down. 1T of TNT is probably TRI if I had to guess. And 31 across the starting section. I don't know, with an R in the middle of it. It's not making much sense to me yet. 14 down. Front of the line credential. Man, don't get me lying on that. I am not sure. Let's move over to some other stuff. 29 across. Far from forward. We're going to say aft. 12 down. Advanced. I don't know. Does that mean something that's, more than simple, something advanced, something more than basic? Or is that a verb? I don't know. Is that an adjective or a verb for advanced? I am not sure. 12 across. Baths in Bath, which Bath is a city in England. So would this be a lav or a loo? I don't know, but 13 down, a guitar, slingily. That would be an axe. And so that would fit if this was lavs. So 14 down, does it start with a V? Front of the line credential. VIP pass. Makes perfect sense. Ooh, VIP pass. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and say that is lavs. 15 down, cousin of a mink. Stoat, which is pretty funny because they are killing the stoats in New Zealand. So you starting to see why I like doing crossword puzzles, because it reminds me of a lot of stuff. A sign in a theater 21 across says exit. 12 down, advanced. It's not leapt. Advanced. I don't know, but 25 across says how to succeed in business without really trying. And so it's probably going to start with the word nepo, because nepo babies advance in business without really trying, which now makes sense that this is a verb. If you advance somebody something, you can be loaning them. So we're going to say that's probably going to be nepo something. Nepotism. There we go. How about that? And so one T of TNT is probably definitely going to be try. Uh, the starting section, I don't know, part A maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to go ahead and put it because I'm close to the end. So I can start putting in stuff that I'm not 100% sure of because it's easy for me to figure out which ones I wasn't sure of because there won't be that many left. 18 down, the indoor recess locale could be a gym. 22 across, three-letter word for drawl. I'm going to say dry because somebody who is drawl kind of has a dry sense of humor, maybe. Comedian Notaro, 16 across, a stand-up comedian from Mississippi who also has a part in Star Trek Discovery. So we are going to put Tig Notaro, and that means that this is probably not going to be dry because 16, because T and D doesn't make a lot of sense next to each other. 16 down, cheap trills. Oh, okay. That's funny. Cheap trills, but with cheap spelled with two E's. That would be songs that baby chickens make. They kind of make twitters, don't they? And so drawl would be wry sense of humor. 17 down, a Dodgers comeuppance. This is also an American thing. The Internal Revenue Service, the people that collect taxes, the IRS audit, they give comeuppances to tax dodgers. So, yeah, that makes sense. Now, 36 across, swallow something, hook, line, and sinker. We could say eat it up. And, you know, I kind of had a feeling that 43 might be EDU because of the word pups here. That's the all university email addresses in and a .edu, all places of learning, and Butler and Bard are the name of colleges, so that makes sense. Okay, a brig pair. A brig is a type of ship or an old boat that had sails on it, so we're just going to go ahead and say that those are masts. A brig would have two masts. And I think 48 down uses an alternate account would be smurfs, which kind of makes sense with this Greek word here. So we're going to put that in and see what happens. And we are done. Admire the puzzle. Come over here and check the archives to make sure I'm not missing anything. I am not. My statistics, I've got a current win streak of 85. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See you later.